My reaction to this movie is simply this. Now that I've shown you that, let's start the review. Ugh. So, all monsters attack, also known as Godzilla's Revenge in the United States, and in Japan it's known as Godzilla Minya Gabra, all monsters giant attack. And you can tell I'm very reluctant about this movie. Alright, so what's it about? The plot follows a little boy named Ichiro, which is one letter away from being the name of director Ishiro Honda. He lives a life where his parents are never home, and he always gets picked on by kids at school. Especially one kid named Gabra. So, you're probably wondering by now, how does Godzilla work into this? Well, he dreams about being on Monster Island and hanging out with Godzilla's son, Minya, who is bullied by a monster who is ironically named Gabra. Occasionally he'll wake up, go on his normal life, dream about Monster Island again, and then wake up again. This happens about 3 times in the movie. So yeah, Destroy All Monsters was basically Toho saying, yeah, we're not going to make another movie after this. But then not a year later they decided, you know what? We are going to make another one! Now, I'll admit, if you see my DVD collection video, you know that I actually own this movie, but that's only because it came with this Godzilla box set that came with a bunch of good movies. And this is, obviously, without a doubt... Please tell me you guys heard that. Anyway, this is without a doubt the single worst official Godzilla movie ever made. And considering that it's from Ishiro Honda, who directed Godzilla and many other good ones, that's shocking. I mean, I know the intent of the movie was for kids. It was meant to teach a lesson to kids, since Minya's life on Monster Island actually parallels Ichiro's. That's something I would actually get behind the movie if it weren't for just a bunch of really ridiculous, goofy things. For one thing, Minya talks in this movie. If you watch the Japanese version, it's a woman's voice for Minya. But if you watch the US version, he sounds like Goofy. Yes, Goofy from Disney. Another problem I have is that whenever Godzilla himself is on screen, all the monsters he's fighting are stock footage fights. He fights Kamacuras and Kumonga, which is stock footage straight from Son of Godzilla. He fights Ebirah, the giant condor, and fighter jets from Ebirah Horror of the Deep, and it's straight from Ebirah Horror of the Deep. And there are a couple of monster cameos which are also stock footage. Gorosaurus' cameo is basically stock footage from King Kong Escapes, and then Manda and Anguirus' cameo is stock footage from Destroy All Monsters. New footage of Godzilla doesn't appear until 42 minutes into the movie, and this is a 70-minute long movie. I mean, it barely meets the regular runtime for a theatrical release. And it's definitely one of the shortest Godzilla movies, if not the shortest. The US and Japanese version each have their own problems. For one thing, I don't like how Minya sounds like Goofy in the US version. And then there's the odd decision to name it Godzilla's Revenge, which just brings up the question, who's Godzilla getting revenge on? Though, one thing I'm grateful for the American version doing is replacing that annoying song in the opening titles with a piece of unknown music. I don't know where this music came from, but it's catchy, but it's not really suited for a Godzilla movie. The whole score is just really bizarre also. Now, despite being the absolute worst Godzilla movie, there are some stuff that I can find good about it. For one thing, I did mention that the idea of Minya's life paralleling Ichiro's is really clever, and through him teaching Minya how to stand up to Gabra, and then Ichiro applying that to his real life problems is really a smart idea. It's just all the weird goofy stuff and the use of stock footage kinda ugh. Gabra, despite being a weird, dumb-looking monster, there is a fight scene he has with Godzilla near the end that's actually pretty entertaining. This fight scene's worth watching, but I mean, that's probably the only thing good I can say about it. Now, before I give my rating, I'll say one thing I hate, absolutely hate with movies, is when someone says, oh, it's for kids, it doesn't have to be good. And no, I do really hate that excuse because, I mean, look at Pixar, look at Disney. But I'll admit that I saw this movie as a kid, and it's definitely innocent enough that kids will like it. It's just, for the older fans, don't waste your money. I mean, maybe if you had beer or a bong with you, you could laugh at some of the weird stuff in this movie, but other than that, it's not worth your time. So that's my review for All Monsters Attack. Let me know in the comments section if you've seen the movie, if you agree with me, disagree with me, what do you think of it? And we are coming down the home stretch for the Showa Godzilla series, so I will see you tomorrow with the next review. Bye.